it's just tough because as a parent, you can do your best job and what you think is right for your child. And at the end of the day, it just might not work. Like you can't control your children. Your children are gonna become adults and they're gonna make their own decisions.
Right.
So you can do the best thing that you can do is do your best. You can read all the books out there.
So is that their best though? If so, is their best being somebody that is making these decisions for their children, or is it letting their children make decisions while they're guiding them?
I think it's a little give and take. So you got to make some decisions for your children, and then you also, depending on their age, depending on what you think their mindset is, let them make their own decisions. And if their decisions come with consequences, they got to deal with them consequences.
To an extreme, right?
To an extreme.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not saying, like, you know what I mean?
Folks, welcome back to Social Rehab. This is Jerickson.
This is your boy AC Jr. Social Rehab Tampa.
Yeah.
TPA, setting the stage from hoes all the way up to CEOs.
Of course.
Let's get it.
Of course. As you see, it's a different setting here. Alex, tell me what's going on, man. What you feeling like? Why are we here, man?
Hey, this is our Super Bowl flag football tournament for our company. You know what I mean? A lot of L's, a lot of W's today. A couple broken ankles.
Hey,
it was a fun day.
That was for sure.
Yeah,
that was for sure.
It was a fun day. Got to see some people, not in the office, how their character changed, personality changed. People were getting after
How they
it.
compete. Yeah, hell yeah. That shit was definitely a change for us just because we don't ever see outside of the office see anyone in any athletic clothes. Everyone's wearing suits all the time, so.
Yeah.
It was fire to go out here, see how people move.
Yeah, people act different when they get into suits and when they come out here and put on some cleats. The real person comes out.
We'll get into that, though. How was the week? What's going on?
Whew, man. I'm ready for the next one.
Hey, shout out to my team again. Intersection went stomped Alex. Hey, you guys might have to get used to me saying that. When it stomped Alex's team one more time. Stomped Alex's team.
I'm not trying to hear all that. Y'all, right now, our team is, we're going
No,
through
no,
reconstruction.
no, no, no,
We're in
no,
reconstruction.
no,
Y'all got
no,
it. You know what I mean? You
We
might
have the
as well
same
accept
amount
it.
of people. It's all good.
Accept it
If
for
you
what
need
it
help
is
with
now.
insurance, holla at me because clearly their folks cannot handle it. So, like I said, just holla at us. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. It's gonna be a quick one. So, sports. It was
Not professional sports, like intramural sports for men. You got to be competitive. Like, what's the limit?
What is the level of competition you should hold yourself to? Hey, I'm all for it, right? If you want to win, you want to win.
Absolutely.
At the same time, though, there comes a point where if you are just you're overstepping yourself.
Yeah, we got people out here. Like, this is not the NFL when you come to like intramural sports. Like, men, we want to be competitive in everything we do. Like, we want to win. I get that. I respect that 100%. But
it was interesting to see how men were out there and they just. I don't know. It was wild. It was
ready to
really
throw
wild.
down.
Yeah, a lot of people willing to fight. A lot of people willing to fight over a flag football game.
But it's not just it's not us, because I see stuff on like YouTube on Instagram, things like that, where basketball players, like, people always trying to fight on stuff that really does not matter.
Right.
At the end
In
of
the
day,
grand scheme of things, like,
you're not in the NBA, you're not in the NFL. If you're playing softball, that's not the MLB. Like, what are you getting so upset for? Like, yeah,
where do you think it stems from? I need to get into this. I need to get to the root of this. Like, why do you think people will step out here and be like, yo, I need to fight till I have to throw my fist about this when nobody's giving me any recognition? Is it because they weren't able to achieve what they had to achieve when they had their shot?
Now they're
Is
trying
this
to live
what
out their
they're
dream?
Yeah, are
So
they
when
living
come
out their
here and play
dream?
football, I mean, possibly. I just like to think that guys get out here. Us. We're gonna talk a lot of junk. We're gonna say. What
Yeah, I definitely was talking.
Yeah.
I was talking all my rec.
You just can't make it too personal. You start making it personal, then that's when.
People start getting,
people
feel
start
triggered.
People start feeling embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
So then that's when they gotta, like, I can't beat you in the flag football game.
But I'll beat you up.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Pop, like, stuff like that. And just people just don't have that that mindset that, listen, this is just for fun. We're out here doing it. We're not getting participation awards and trophies. Like, we gotta wake up tomorrow.
Right. I know, right? You still got to see some people were fighting that they're going to be in the same office in a few days. Like, how do you even get over that? Did you just dap them up?
Yeah, I mean, us as guys, like, I could cuss you out, and we could dap up after. You know,
Yeah.
we're not holding grudges. This is the heat of the moment.
Right.
You know, what happens is
Short
happens
memories.
dead. Yeah, short memories. Guys and girls, they react differently to fights because I know like girls that will get into a fight and they will never be friends again.
8
Guys,
months from 8 months from now, they're like,
Yeah.
I still don't mess
we
with.
could drop each other as men and pick each other up and dap each other up, and it should be over with. So
Yeah.
it was, in all, it was a fun time.
I still need to get into the roots of this. So I just like what makes someone react the way they react. I don't know if it's more so like I said, because they're living out their dreams, right? They want to be able to feel like, yes, this is my moment and I secured it. I secured my moment.
So like you got out here thinking like they Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and,
It was spooky.
Yeah.
It was really spooky. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm out here. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you physically, mentally. I'm going to challenge you. But, you know, there were plays where, you know, I got beat. Hey, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm still better than you.
Yeah, you did
You
get
know?
beat today. Maybe once or
Here we
twice.
go. Here we go. How many plays you played?
That's
All right, that's all I
listen,
need to know.
listen,
That's all
a
I
good
need to
point.
know.
You asked me why I didn't play today. Is because of what happened. Because
You
people
can't
get
get
out
on.
here and they start fighting, and I'm one like I'm not for all the talking.
You're not
you know what I
backing
mean?
down.
Exactly, and I don't want to put myself in a situation. And me knowing me, I know the people who we work with. I know what's kind of going on. I don't want to deal with that at a company event.
So it comes
So
down
I
to
was like, hey, I'll sit on the sidelines, I'll dance, I'll be a referee, I'll do whatever.
You
I'm having a good
wanna be
time
involved.
regardless.
You wanna
Yeah.
be involved.
I'm
You wanna
being
be
involved
involved.
because it's the company. But other than as far as being on the field and potentially getting into a fight, I don't want a part of it. I'm too grown for that.
Yeah, that's a maturity thing, right? I mean, but there's people of all ages at our company, so
Yeah, I'm an old head here, so you know.
it's not like you know, there's a lot of people thinking that far ahead, but yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a fun time though. I like when people are talking junk,
Trash to
talking,
each other,
like
yeah.
it
And
makes it
competing
more,
in back.
Yeah, definitely. You just
Yeah.
gotta know your limits.
for sure.
But speaking of sports and stuff, like, you know, we're out here at a youth field. Like, you see some parents out there, like nowadays with kids, like it's so different than when we were growing up. Where if you ask a kid what you want to do, it was like play a professional sport, whether it's NBA, MLB,
Right.
NFL. Nowadays, you ask kids and they're like, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a gamer.
Right.
So it's so weird because honestly, kids can make a lot more money at a young age
Without having to put their
without-
bodies at risk. Yeah. If you're
without
not putting
having
your
to play
body.
sport.
Right.
But just kids aren't getting outside anymore. Like I wouldn't want my kids to go outside and play a sport. But as far as like making them, like, I'm sure when you were growing up, did you have parents out there that were like physically attacking kids, like not punching them in the face, but like getting way too aggressive to
Right.
make their kids play a sport? Like,
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on parenting when it comes to sports and what you've seen?
First-
How were your parents with you?
Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, I'm not a parent, right? This is all just theory for me. But, you know, my parents, speaking on experience, they weren't pushy at all. They kind of just let me figure out what I want to do, and they let me push myself, and they just supported everything I wanted to do. So I was never really in the position where somebody was putting their power or, you know, their authority on me to perform a certain way, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to my parents for that.
Definitely.
But I definitely saw, you know, just growing up, a lot of parents, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to be a starter. Hey, you need to be a starting quarterback. You know, you need to be a star because I want you to be a star, and I need that to feel like, you know, we're accomplishing. You know,
Now
so
you said that about, you know, how people are trying to live out their dreams playing flag football.
Those were
you
the
know,
parents.
softball. Like, are those parents the ones that are pushing those kids like that because they're trying to live their dream through their kid? In your opinion, I know you said you're not a parent, but like in your opinion,
those are the kids.
those,
Yeah,
you know, those parents didn't make it, so now
Absolutely.
they're pushing their
absolutely.
dreams, you know, their ambitions onto kids who might not necessarily even want to be there at the time.
Absolutely. Because now they're attaching their emotion and their drive. These parents are attaching their emotion, their drive onto their children, which may not even be built for it, right? All they're seeing is their parent, you know, force them
Yeah,
and
wanting them to
push
do
them
this.
and wanting them to be so great when the child might just want to be a gamer or, you know, might just want to chill back or whatever the case is.
And that's
So-
the type of parent I want to be. Like, I'm not forcing my kids to do anything. If they want to play sports, I'm all for it.
Right.
If they don't, hey, let's find something.
If
Now,
you want to be a mathlete,
yeah, exactly.
you got it.
I will say the difference between being a gamer and like being a YouTuber is like people aren't outside, they're not running, they're not getting their exercises. So that you got to find like a happy medium. But I'm not gonna force any child to
Absolutely.
play a sport.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever want to be that parent that's screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
And
you
at
know,
a game and you know, like doing too much. And being a parent at a youth game is tough because you have other parents who are like, if you're not a parent who's not forcing your kid to play, but you have the other parent on the other team sitting 2 rows in front of you. And at a sporting event, especially like football, when they start talking that smack, and it's your kid, like it's tough just to watch your kid play, because you're like, yo, that's my son, that's my daughter. You don't have to. And then you see all the time, you know, YouTube, social media stuff where parents are fighting each other, fighting the referees.
at the event, and it's like, yo, it's not that serious. You're not even in the game.
Yeah, like,
let people, you know, let them have their shot. Let them live their life. Let them have their moment.
You're trying to fight a referee that's getting paid $30 an hour. Like,
that man ain't worried. Yeah, that man don't gotta worry. He's not worried about nothing that's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, here's what I say about sports though. You know, I know there's gonna be more of a transition from kids wanting to be outside to inside, because you know, it's just the movement, right? Everybody wants to be on these games, hitting these highlights, playing this Fortnite, playing, you know, Warzone and all that stuff. It's fun, right? But there's a lot of things that you're pulling away from yourself when you're inside playing these video games.
Yeah.
If you're outside, which is kind of how I grew up with my friends, you know, I still have moments that I remember from being outside as a kid, because it was just, you know, you get a lot of, you know, growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being outside, messing around.
You get to work on your social skills.
Literally, like there's so many things that you gain from it, especially just being competitive, right? I like, you know, going out like today, you know, running around, you know, just being out there and pushing yourself and trying to build your character, you know, because if you're out there just getting a win or even a loss, losses are lessons. So if you're out there just stacking up lessons, making wins in the real world, comparing yourself like hand in hand without other guys out there, that's gangsta. I like that. And that's kind of how you realize how to rank yourself, you know, especially if you're going up for a job, or if you're going up, you know, if you're in a social setting, if you want to, you just know how to rank yourself amongst people, right? If you're testing yourself all the time. And I think sports, that's what it got for me. That's what it gave me.
And it's definitely like good for like parents when they see their kids do well. Like, it's definitely a great feeling. Usually when kids are gamers, the parents aren't like as involved. Like, we can't see when you get a dub.
Right.
Like, we're not in the
It
does make it harder to parent. Gaming does, because you know you can have
even know
a
what it is.
11-year-old kid playing with a 35-year-old man.
Right.
Like, and the stuff that's being said. So you gotta, like, it's harder to control what's actually going on in your child's life. And that happens if a kid has social media too. Like, it's just like, if you're not following your kid with social media, or if you're even letting them do it, it's harder to parent that way.
No, for
At
sure.
least if they're playing a sport, you're out there, you can hear what the coaches are telling them. When somebody's a gamer or a YouTuber or something, you can't hear what's going on in the headphones. You can only hear
what the person's saying.
Like, you can only hear how your child's reacting.
Exactly.
You know?
And it definitely, you know, conduct, right? How people can conduct themselves. That's a difference between, you know, actually going outside and playing with people versus being in a house with headphones on, right? You can say anything and everything when you have a headset on, because you're not interacting with people, and nobody can punch you in the mouth.
Yeah.
So if no one can actually make you respect them in a way where you just know, look, I shouldn't be disrespecting anyone. I should, you know, respect everyone, and there's that boundary, then it makes a lot of people act out just because they're not learning that skill.
So yeah, you're still doing, like, you're still working on your social skills, so you're talking to people, but there's no boundary, like you said. Like, it's different for me to be talking shit on a microphone than to be on a football field talking shit to somebody, because, like you said, they can react.
Right.
So the kids, you know, you get out there, and if they think they can say this to somebody in person, Then you gotta deal with the consequences.
Yeah, you gotta deal with consequences.
It's a fake world, the meta world. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
might be able to get away with a lot more in that type of world than actually going
For
out
sure.
and playing with actual people.
Hell yeah, definitely not knocking, gaming, right? Gaming's dope.
Yeah.
I have a gaming system myself.
I've been trying to get good for years since I got the PS5.
Here we go. I don't have a PS5. I can't afford it.
Garbage. My friends will not
Can't
play
afford
with
it.
me.
I'm broke, man. I'm broke.
Like they were like helping me out for a little bit for like the first couple of weeks, and they were like, "Yo, we can't play with you no more," and that hurt, man.
Level up, man. Level up. Yeah, level up, man.
I had to just think about, I just play football games. I won't play Warzone. I won't play Fortnite no more.
That's funny. Nah, but
versus the computer.
But for sure, like that experience, it's fun. It's definitely fun. But I really, really, really strongly suggest getting out there, especially as kids, because that's how you're gonna find out how to test yourself. That's the only way you're gonna be able to find out who you are, especially in those situations, high stress situations. Those are the only stressful situations I think kids go through. Obviously outside of like anything major, right? But those are the only high stress situations. Trying to beat somebody in basketball, somebody's talking trash to you on the basketball court. You gotta be able to face it or whatever. Like you gotta come up with stuff and level up.
Yeah.
So
You're definitely gonna have to back it up.
Yeah, and back it up, right? You can't talk trash and get stuffed every play. Like so.
So let me ask you this. So, let's say you have your first kid. They get to an age to where they're gonna.
I'm
play
getting mine.
sports. They get to an age to where they're gonna play sports, but they say they want to be a gamer. Are you supporting them the same way if they're a gamer as you would if they wanted to play football?
I'm supporting them. I mean, that's the only option I have, right?
Yeah.
You can only support. Although, I'm always going to give my input, right? Because, that's what you're there for.
Yeah. So what would be your input then?
Input would definitely be, try it all.
Try it all.
Try it all. You can't really take something away or you can't write something off if you've never tried it. Go out there, try these sports. I'd say, pick a handful of sports, try them all, rank them, what qualities you get from this, what qualities you get from that, and then you'll go from there.
Yeah. So you would encourage them not to be set on one thing. So if there was a gamer, yeah, absolutely, son.
Be an athlete, boy.
Or you can, let's try
girl.
go out there and try some sports too. You're not limiting them to one thing. If they say, I just
Hell
want to
no.
be a gamer, we're gonna try it all out first to see what
Yeah, try it
if
all
you're
out.
young, you don't really know what you truly like, and if you're already saying no to something without trying it, who knows?
Exactly.
You could be the next Brady.
Exactly. Life's about experiences, and you don't know what the hell can pull from you, or you can pull from yourself by just trying something. Now, let me ask you this: you have a child, and they say they want to play football. How do you react to that?
Oh, we're gonna sign them up. I've been there.
So you're not one of those parents that are gonna sit there and be like, "It's a contact sport. I don't want you to play."
Yeah. So that's a good point. I will tell you this, and I don't know if you'll concur with this or not, but growing up, we had 3 teams on one team. We had 20 people on the bench.
Damn.
Nowadays, you go to a kid's game in Tampa, it's TBYFL, and they got 2 kids on the bench. Because I think, especially after that movie came out with the head injuries, the concussions and stuff like that.
Shout out Will Smith. I never watched it because I was shook.
Yeah, the parents really I go out there now and it's hard to put 11 guys out on a football team.
Yeah.
You have 2 people out there. A lot of these kids are running both ways, which
Hey, I mean,
we did it growing up. But if
Right.
you don't have nobody to substitute and get a breather, it could be demanding on that kid, and that could turn the kid away from a sport, right? So we need bodies. If you're gonna play that type of sport, you need bodies to help the sport. But I do think that playing a contact sport, especially nowadays, especially football, has lost kids in the game. I'm not sure if it's because of the parents or because of social media, if it's because of gaming or what.
I mean,
it's just for some reason I go out there and there's, like I said, there's not that many kids on the bench. It's just
they're not
barely making a team, and then at that point, you only have 12 guys to choose from.
Right.
You can't play your best players are slim.
Right.
Everybody's playing.
I mean, I totally, I agree. I've never really looked at, youth football teams and stuff like that. So I never really even noticed that. That's crazy that you even say that. I figured numbers were the same. But, I'll answer my own question. If I have a son trying to play football or trying to play football, and he's asking me if he can play a contact sport. Hell yeah, because I've played that sport, and I've learned so much, and I honestly, going through football and playing football has helped me become who I am. So I would never rob anyone else of that, and I think a lot of parents. The best podcast in the city. Let's go, baby. But yeah, and I think there's a lot of parents robbing their children based off their own fears, right? You can't be scared of what's gonna happen to someone else and take it away from them. Yeah. Like just based off your own perception or a nightmare that you've had for yourself. Yeah. And you can apply it to everything.
That's just a part of parenting too. That you could say, hey, I'm gonna let them play football, and then they go out and get injured, whether it's a header, and then you feel
like,
but it's
not you.
Dang.
It's really not you. It's part of the game, right? Yeah, it's part of the game. So
100%.
It's not you can't, and that's in anything, right? You can't tell yourself that you're not gonna let your kid drive, because 1 in 4,000 drivers get into an accident. Yeah. Or that you can't let your child take a flight somewhere. You can get hurt doing anything. So just because you have this fear of contact sports, and the technology behind that is getting better and better and better. So if anything, if you were to play football, now is the best time to play.
Yeah, because I look at our old helmets compared to the helmets.
Plastic.
compared to the helmets
Plastic.
They use now, like,
there's nothing on it. Yeah, now they got all this
we have a brick.
Yeah, now they have this shock prevention, all this cool stuff. Hell yeah. Throw that helmet on, go get banged up. Right? Definitely. Go get banged up, get up, go get banged up again. But that's the only thing that's going to make you tougher.
Are you going to be that parent that like runs out on the field if they do get hurt though?
I'm gonna love my seed forever.
So you jumping over the fence? So you jumping over the fence and running on the 40-yard line?
I mean, I'm not gonna make it dramatic. I'm not gonna make it dramatic. But hell yeah, I'm gonna be out there like, yo, is he straight?
Yo,
if he's walking, he's good. He ain't bleeding.
Yo. The mothers be the first ones to be out there, and I love it because like it's just like
they're protected. Yeah, that's their cub.
They're playing football, but they don't care where they're at. They are going
Mama
to protect.
Instincts.
Yeah.
Shout out to the moms, man. Best people on earth.
They are going to protect them. They're going to run out there on the field. I feel like I feel bad for parents and moms that have kids in college and the NFL because they probably want to do the same thing, but you can't do it. I know. You're not running out on the NFL.
Mama, let the professionals take care of it. Again, shout out to the moms. They really do their thing, protecting the Cubs and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I really, really think that you got to let these kids make these decisions and learn their lessons, because you can't decide what lessons they're going to learn. Unless it's like they want to be out there gangbanging, right? I think even in that position, you might have to let them. You know what? No,
it's just gonna. It's just tough, because as a parent, you can do your best job and what you think is right for your child. And at the end of the day, it just might not work. Like you can't control your children. Your children are gonna become adults, and they're gonna make their own decisions. Right. So you can do the best thing that you can do is do your best. You can read all the books out there.
So is that their best though? Is their best being somebody that is making these decisions for their children, or is it letting their children make decisions while they're guiding them?
I think it's a little give and take. So you got to make some decisions for your children, and then you also, depending on their age, depending on what you think their mindset is, let them make their own decisions. And if their decisions come with consequences, they got to deal with them consequences.
To an extreme, right?
To an extreme.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I second that, honestly. It has to come with a balance. Again, I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but theoretically, I think it comes with a balance where, you're letting them make their decisions. Yeah. Behind that,
we're talking about different ages.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
but behind
that,
1 to 6, 7, like, you're not making no decisions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there comes a point to where you understand that your child is becoming more mature, to where you give them more leeway.
Right.
If they take that leeway, you give an inch and they want to take a mile, you got to rope them back in.
Hey, reel that boy back over here.
Yeah, for real. So, you give somebody a rope, now they want to be a cowboy. Like, no, you got find a happy medium.
Hell yeah. No, that's for sure. I'm with that 100,000%. My guy Cooks, he's a parent himself, so I gotta take game from the guy, man. He's ahead of me on that.
Yeah, and I'm not the best parent out there.
There's no way there's somebody that's a best parent.
I'm learning day by day, and if you're a parent out there and
Shout
you
out to
feel
you.
like you're struggling, you're not the only one out there. I'm telling you, like, it's just,
Shout out to you, man, for sure.
it's
for
a
sure.
great experience too, and it's also a greater experience if you have somebody who's like can help you out with that too.
Hell yeah, for sure.
You know, doing it by yourself, I can't really speak on that, but having, you know, two parents, that is, you know, that's a blessing.
For sure.
I love it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to all the parents. I always give love to parents just because they, like you said, you know, they're doing their best they can, and it's a journey. They have things going on top of trying to make sure that their cub is doing their best.
Yeah.
Is in their best position. So, you know, you're literally thinking for two people while you're trying to keep yourself sane. So I think that's hard as hell. That's really hard.
I used to be like, before I had a kid, I would go out to eat, right? This is funny to me. I would go out to eat and I would see kids screaming and yelling at you know, at a restaurant, and I'd be like, yo,
Make sure your kid's all right,
why
man.
are you not doing that? And then I would go out and see a kid like just sitting there on an iPad, and I'd be like, yo, you don't have, you know, like, you're
Right.
not gonna have your child interact with you.
Right.
And now that I'm a parent, I'm like, I understand. I feel you.
There are days, right? And
I
yeah, you
feel
might see these people when they're having a tough day, they're just like, you know what? Do what you have to do. I just have to sit here and think to myself for a
Yeah.
minute. So,
We can't go out without an iPad.
Right.
Like, it's just, I can't do it no more, because we go out and it's like climbing over the seats, screaming and yelling. I'm like, sit
Distract
down.
yourself.
Yeah.
Distract yourself. Respect. No, respect.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, shout out to the best podcast in the city, man. We try to keep it 100 over here, so, you know, we wanted to, you know, switch up the scene. Shout out to Big. We had a really, really, really fun day today.
Yeah, we got to run it back. We got to run it back for sure.
And, you know, like we always say, follow the pages. Make sure, you know, if you have any questions, you know, he's a parent. I'm just out here trying to live life. If you have any questions for us that you want us to run through, send us an email, shout us out on the DM, you know, just do anything just so we can get it, and we'll apply it to the episode, man. It don't matter.
Open table for open talk.
For sure.
Like, anything and everything.
We're going to start having...
There's no judging.
Yeah, hell no.
You guys, and you know, people who write comments on our stuff, we love it. Like,
Keep them coming, baby.
We're gonna respond. We're
Let's
not
go.
We're not gonna be those people where you have comments and not give you a response.
Right.
It might not be right away.
Right.
But we are going to interact with people who interact with us.
Hell yeah, it's a community. We try and build a community for everybody to just figure things out. Again, you know, tap in with us. Just make sure that, you know, we see it, right? And then, damn, I forgot what else I was gonna say.
So follow us at Social Rehab TPA on Instagram and YouTube. We also do have a TikTok. We out there. We're starting to make some more videos. It's your boy AC Junior.
You already know who it is, man. It's Jerickson. Tap
Follow, subscribe, like, all that good stuff.
Let's go.
See you next week at the Social Rehab.
Let's go.